Alright there everyone, how's it going? So, I am here with the one, the only, the George.
Hello everybody.
So, today, first things first, is Agro Aaron. So, this is the thing that annoys me for this podcast. It's people who, try and act really cool and chilled out, and they're like, everyone needs to love each other, everyone needs to love each other. And I agree with that, that's all well and good, we all need to respect each other and be nice to each other. But what I don't like is when they say straight after, we all need to respect each other and love each other, as long as you agree with all of my opinions. And it's like, so what, you want to dictate everyone to agree with absolutely everything that you agree with, like the same films that you like, have the same, opinions that you do about things. You want it to be some crazy dictatorship where everyone has to think the way you are.
It would be quite boring, wouldn't it? If these people kept agreeing with you.
Yeah.
If you thought about it. You should have the same opinion, but I want a different opinion for once.
Yeah, I mean, I've got no problem with anyone's opinion as long as they're not harassing anyone or hurting anyone or beating anyone up or getting obsessive over it and letting things rule their life, because everyone's got different opinions on everything. It'd be boring if we're all the same, But that's just that's the way I see it anyway. What's your Agro Aaron for this week?
Cancel culture.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's quite annoying, isn't it? When something gets brought up from years and years ago, and then people try and
like Charlie Dawson thing, I like the mini thing.
Yeah, and then people try and
It's on last episode. That when every single person that is doing this cancel culture and cancelling this person for whatever they did, they got something in their past, and if that got clear brought up,
yeah, everyone's
just ignore it.
Yeah, everyone's got things that they're ashamed of at the end of the day, or crazy things that they've done that are best kept in private,
Yeah. Like we know friends have had things leaked, but we wouldn't bring it up now.
No, exactly. We're not going to say you did this in the past. That makes you a bad person unless they unless someone tries to bring it up on you first and say, "Oh, you did this in the past. You're the worst person ever." Well, hold on, buddy. Look at what you did. But that's a good one. Anyway, do you want to move on to legit or a bit then?
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was there was a massive power cut, and when me and my family went on holiday once, and because my dad had that Vauxhall van, this was the first one he got, big Vauxhall van. I'm pretty sure it's a Vivaro one, if they were making them in 2020. Huh?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, because they're the main Vauxhall vans. Anyway, people thought that we were electricians because he was in this Vauxhall van, and they were tapping on the windows going, "Help! Help! Help!" And then we just obviously drove past, because what the bloody hell are we meant to do,
And they just said, "Yes, we are." And then they just walk in somebody's house, having their drinks and things like that.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll get your electric in a minute. We'll just need a drink first.
Okay.
But where was this? Can you say?
Both.
Where?
Both in Wales.
Both.
West Wales, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say that it is a 2.
Nice one. What's yours then?
I was up last week, during the night, and I watched 2 videos of a guy eat a bull's penis and an ox's penis.
What was the video series called? Obviously no Google's allowed, but what was it called?
It wasn't a series, it was a challenge channel.
It was a challenge channel, and you were up in the middle of the night watching it.
Yeah. Is eating bull's penis.
See, this is such a difficult one. It's like that couch one, but a part of me thinks it's a lie this time because the couch one was true, but How many YouTubers were doing this then?
I don't know.
What?
It was quite recent.
No, I mean how many YouTubers were in that video you watched?
One.
One person was doing it. How many sub?
It's just stuff like we just biting on the end of it.
Biting on the end of it. Alright then. Now, how could you tell that it was a penis and balls?
Well, he said what it was.
So he didn't censor it out or anything?
No, as an eating challenge. So he just ate it.
Well, the thing is, yeah, because on I'm a Celebrity, they keep the balls in and the penis in, don't they? But that is like night telly. Hold on. Is it a kids' YouTube channel?
I think it varies, but yeah, it varies.
I'm gonna go for. It's a hard one because I'm thinking to myself, are YouTube really gonna let some penis and balls be on the bloody website and have some bloke eating a penis? You know, it's a bit explicit, but they do show they do show animals' genitals sometimes, don't they? So
yeah, but you know how YouTube are with things with that as well. Like you can't take them down just for swearing, can't you? Most of the time.
I'm gonna go for true then.
It was true.
Yay! George, you want to know how I knew right at the end when you said YouTube get annoyed at that sort of stuff? I thought George is trying to get me to pick lie. Boom, 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 boom! That, George, that you got to admit, that was a hard one, George. That was a difficult one.
It was the LAB that did it.
OAP?
He's like drinking like 50-year-old Coke. Like
What?
and he's the one who made Mr. Pepsi come back in America.
George, I know this has nothing to do with him, but you made smart moves on that one because I was really leaning towards lie until you said at the end, oh, you know how YouTube are with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I thought I messed up when I said that.
Yeah. It was at this moment he knew he effed up.
He fucked up.
Yeah. But, it is what it is. You were so close. We've been head to head, George. We've been head to head on the last load. Like, wasn't it the first 2 or 3 I beat you and still beat you? And then every single one you've done I've guessed. And I'm not trying to... I don't know if this is a backhanded compliment or whatever. You can take it how you want to. But you are a champion liar, mate. You are a champion.
Oh, thank you.
You are a champion liar, and it is really hard to suss you out in any situation. But the first few stories
I was about 2 a.m. just watching it. I mean, watching on a bull's cock.
But the first few... I just love how you said I was just up at 2 a.m. watching him chew on a bull's cock. Anyway, that was probably one of the best ones you've done, because before you talked about the couch one and that one was quite close, but it was because you botched it at the end. That was the main reason I guessed, but I was smart enough to be on the ball, so there you go. But yeah, I've guessed every one of yours.
On the balls.
No. But I've guessed all your stuff right so far, so I've done well, and you've been on a streak of guessing mine right, so that's quite good.
Yeah.
Anyway, next segment, what would you do? Now this is a good one, George. Would you rather be insanely successful on YouTube, have a massive mansion, have all the money in the world, so much financial freedom, and let's say in this scenario, even though it's not this straightforward, you have good people around you, have everything you want, but all your fans hate you and most of the YouTube community hate you? Or would you rather, and you don't particularly enjoy the content you make too much, or would you rather have a smaller audience but can still make an okay living, but all your audience loves you, but you think you haven't got as much money and you're not as famous? So basically, would you rather be, as much as I like Logan Paul, would you rather be Nerdstalgic or Logan Paul? Basically.
Nostalgia.
Really?
I'll never be like Logan Paul.
Okay, no, but I mean, would you rather be insanely successful and everyone dislike you, or?
I'd rather just have an okay living and everybody like me.
Fair enough. Why? Why have you picked that?
Because I don't want to be like Logan Paul.
No, but forget that. What I just said in general.
Well, if you know what, I do like money. I just like everyone. I'd want to collab with people. I'd want to have a good rep in the community and do collabs that people will remember. That
is a great point, but I suppose if you don't particularly enjoy the stuff you do and people don't like you, you're going to struggle to collab, and collabing is quite fun for people, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll tell you what I would pick. I would pick having loads of money and everyone hating me. Mainly because you can turn your act around really quick. You can basically make whatever content you want and you have financial freedom, you know. And you basically...
Yeah, but then you won't have any support of people in the community.
No, I know that, but the point is you can make whatever content you want, you can improve yourself. I'm not saying you get hated or loved forever. You basically, say you get... I know this sounds mental, but you get put in that position, you're just, click of a fingers, you're in either of their positions, and then you decide to do what you want from there. So I suppose you can make the argument, if I keep making videos, I'll climb my way up the ladder eventually. But if you're already on the top and you've got the right mindset, you can make whatever content you want. But I suppose the enjoyment is the climb, isn't it? So, but I'd still go for everyone disliking me and then having loads of money and fame, mainly because you can make whatever content you want if you have loads of money and you can go down any avenue you want, really.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's just my opinion. It's cool how we've, said different things. So, but yeah, I do get why you want the fan base that like you. But if I'm being brutally honest, George, I could care less what people think of me as long as I'm not doing anything evil. I'm not really bothered.
Well, I just think it would be nice
to have a good fan base, yeah. By the way, it doesn't mean all your fan base hate you. It just means quite a few of them do. But it's whatever, yeah. Anyway, on to the main topic then. Holidays. So first things first, George, how do you like to holiday? Do you like caravan holidaying, big caravan, lodge, house,
just
bungalow? Normal caravan, okay. What makes that appeal to you?
Because you're outside in the country, you can park wherever you want to. And you can park on a beach, on a campsite, anywhere.
Yeah, that is a cracking point. Do you ever get bored without the Wi-Fi?
Well, no, when you go to the caravan site I go to, you can buy Wi-Fi.
Oh, and you just buy it for the 2 weeks?
Yes.
Is it...
£10 a week.
£2 a week?
£10 a week.
Oh, £10. That's not too bad. I suppose you bring your Switch with you and just play offline if you want and...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Watch films and go to the local pubs or beaches or clubs or shops or sites or whatever, or do some bodyboarding or go on a walk to wherever.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'll tell you mine anyway. Now, I just love... I know I sound like an absolute tit, but I just love being in a decent-sized house. I just love it, to be honest. I know it's a little bit... You can argue, it's a bit wasteful. I'm not on about like some massive mansion, but in a decent-sized place where there's Wi-Fi, where it's comfortable, as long as it's near loads of things. Because the point you made was great, George, about how you can be near the beach and what have you. But the only little problem I have with that is most caravans, you can only usually fit 2 or 3 people in. If you have more than 3 people, you start getting on each other's nerves. Your caravans...
If you have an awning, you can sleep in that.
If you have what?
An awning.
What do you mean?
Do you know those big tent things that go on the side of caravans?
Oh, you can sleep in the tent thing. Yeah, but I'm on about in general. You'd all get in... If you had more than 3 people in a caravan, you'd all get on each other's nerves quick.
Yeah, probably.
But obviously, in your caravan, I've been in your caravan before, and it's great for 2 people, man. It is just great for 2 people. You wouldn't be bumping into each other and getting on each other's...
Just like this, we haven't stayed in it together. Like, you've just seen it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I haven't gone on holiday with George, no, in a caravan. obviously you and your dad do, but only two mates going in a caravan, that's a bit weird. But if anyone out there likes to go on a holiday with just you and your mate in a caravan, that's absolutely fine. But for myself, I think that would be a bit weird, and I'm pretty sure George agrees.
Yeah, just no homo.
But obviously, if it's three of you, it's not too bad. I know people are saying, what the bloody hell, what the blah, 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 blah. But, like, if you get what I mean, you get what I mean. I don't want to offend anyone.
Yeah, people can get all on your nose when you're in the caravan.
Yeah, if it's just two of you and you're just mates. Like, George, you and your dad, your family, you know, so you don't usually get on each other's nerves. But two mates being in a small, closed space for, like, ages and ages and ages, it just gets a bit annoying. And I suppose you can argue... Pardon?
I was going to end up in a fist fight if you get too annoyed at people in one.
Exactly. And I know what everyone's going to say. Oh, well, you can just go outside and go about, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, what if it's pissing it down? What, you're just going to stand in the rain because you don't want to be in close quarters for too long? Mental?
Yeah, you're right.
Do you have a laugh with all the caravan people that are with you then, like in the other caravans or lodges or whatever?
Yeah, sometimes you have a nice chat with them.
That's good. So are you stopping on a proper site then with big caravans as well, or just like a bunch of little ones?
No, it's just outside caravans.
Little caravans?
Yeah, little caravans.
But you have
ones my size.
But you have taken it on a big site before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Are they cool with them being on big sites?
Yeah, well, they're fine, yeah. As long as they're making their money.
Yeah. Is it costly or not? Is it like dear?
As much as going away to abroad.
Wait, to keep your caravan on a site?
Well, the cost of the caravan site.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I shouldn't really be asking... I shouldn't really be asking questions like that, but I'm just curious because I've never owned my own caravan or anything before like that. And it is cool, really, because it's really cost-effective and smart. Would you ever get one of those massive mobile homes, like not a camper van, but like a really big caravan one?
I like the ones that they can drive.
Yeah. That looked like a caravan.
Not really. They're not that good, I find.
You're not a fan of them?
If you want to go out and you have to drive somewhere, where you have to go and attach it all, leave a little sign saying this space is taken. It's just long.
Oh, so it takes a lot of faffing then?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. What about one of those massive RVs?
Massive American RV, yeah.
Do you like them much?
I do like them, yeah.
So, what do you like the best then, RVs or your small caravan?
I've never really stayed in an RV,
so
I'd say caravan.
It would be not small caravan, sorry, that's daft, but like caravan, RVs, then car caravans, whatever you want to call them. Like, where would you put camper vans? Do you like them much?
You asked for the best ones I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
The camper vans would be quite low because
they're crap as well, then.
And then you have to move them every time.
That's fair.
With an American camper van, you can put like a sports car or underneath some of them now.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you can.
Really expensive ones.
You can actually, yeah, but like that, you have to be minted to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but would you ever go in a lodge then? Are you that bothered about them, or are you not fussed?
I'll say the one, and it's not really as nice because
okay.
It's just another house.
That's fair. So would you say like going in a caravan makes it feel more like a holiday because you're not in that normal house environment?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's very fair. I've got a good one. Would you rather have like loads of people in your caravan going on holiday with you, or go on holiday in one of those camper vans?
Would I be by myself if I went in a camper van?
Only you and obviously a small amount of people.
Yeah. But I'd probably sleep out in the what's called the awning.
So you go for the caravan again, but sleep out in the...
Go for the caravan, but sleep in the awning.
That's fair enough. So you feel a lot of freedom in the caravan then, like being able to just go out and drive somewhere with it.
Yeah.
That's cool. But yeah, I'll tell you why I prefer house holidays. Mainly because it just, I don't know, there's not as much freedom as a caravan, but you just have more space, you know, and obviously I've got my, there's 4 people, there's me, my mum, my dad and my sister, and it's like, there's a lot more people, there's double the people, isn't there? So I'm guessing if you had more people, maybe you'd want either to go in a lodge or a bigger... Oh wait, one last question, do you like those big mobile caravans that they're taking on trucks, or are you not that bothered? Not mobile.
I don't know. I think it's a good idea sometimes.
I think they're quite solid, man. I do love the lodges the best. I know you're not. I know you said you're not a fan of them, but I do love lodges, man.
No, I can see why.
Some lodges are crap. Trust me. When me and my family went to Croy, we stopped in these lodges, and they just weren't very good, to be honest.
The same ones are awful. Like if you stay in a lodge there, like all there is sand all on the floor, like even if you vacuum up, you can still feel it.
Where's this?
Spain.
Oh, okay. And that's obviously
little lodges.
Anyone who's watching, please don't get offended. That is just George's personal experience, and that's fair
Sorry,
enough.
Spanish people.
Pardon?
Sorry, Spanish people.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not Spain's fault. It's probably the company that you stopped with that was crap.
Yeah. Sorry, Spanish company in Spain.
Yeah. George is just giving you the honesty. So,
Yeah.
But have you ever been in any good lodges? Wales has a lot of good lodges.
I haven't been in a good lodge now.
Oh, that is gutting, mate. I don't blame you for not liking them then. So, would you ever stop in a big house if you had the chance, or are you not bothered?
I'm not that bothered.
Fair enough. What would you say is the best holiday you've been on? Like, what's your favourite place to go?
Pembroke in Wales.
Okay, what's good about that then?
This is a lovely place down there. Get some lovely beaches. A lovely little town called Tenby.
Yeah.
And it's got some banging fish and chips.
That is spot on. I've been to Tenby before and it is amazing. The fish and chips are also phenomenal. I've never been to Tenbrook though. Never been there. I'm sure it's decent. You ever been to like Aberystwyth and Newquay and all them?
I've been to Aberystwyth, but not once, but not Newquay.
Okay. Aberystwyth is amazing, man. There's so much to do there. It's class. Great place. You ever been to Barmouth?
Once, but I can't
Once?
remember what I did there.
Oh man, you need to go again. It's half decent, man. There's
Maybe
some.
we can do that in our special thing that we're keeping secret.
Yeah. In our series in the future that we're going to do on George's channel. There's one episode is going to take place in Barmouth, but this will be in years to come probably, or it depends how quick we get through the series. Could take years, could only take 1 year, I don't know. Depends.
Could take days.
I wouldn't go that far.
No.
I mean, if we went mad with it, then maybe. But I wouldn't want to do that because it would be rushed and crap.
Yeah.
It's not a story series, by the way, it's a review series. I can't be arsed with amateur filmmaking because you just have to get all the people together and it's just so much hassle. And then if one person does...
paying for like, the people to film on cameras and things like
that. Well, not always. Sometimes, if you just ask all your mates, it's fine. But it's just like... People are unreliable, aren't they? And if they're not there for a scene, everyone's made their way out for that one scene, and then it's like, so it's not going to be some story animated series. Don't worry about that. It's just going to be a review series, but again, top secret.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to holidays. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Aberystwyth is amazing. Barmouth, as I say, I do really like Barmouth, but it is only good for like 2 or 3 days. After that, you get bored. You've basically done everything that you can do.
Yeah.
Like, the beach is massive, the arcade's amazing, the fair's alright, the pubs and the market's good, the other shops are okay.
I've been to an arcade in a long time, actually.
You haven't... How long would you say it's been since you've been there, then?
6, 7 years.
Bloody hell, long time. To be honest,
I've been in one arcade, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's been quite a long period before. I took a long, well, me and my family took a long break from going there for a while, but then we went back there eventually.
Yeah.
It's just you go to other places, don't you?
Go to a place you've gone to before, I find, like, Tempe and things like that. Because I've gone 19 years in a row.
You've gone, bloody hell, even when you were a baby?
Mm-hmm. Since I was 1 year old.
And you still really... Is that the only place you go, then?
Yeah.
You don't go anywhere else ever, apart from, obviously, Spain?
I went to stay in Spain once, I hated it.
Oh. Was there anything else that was bad about that holiday, or will you get in trouble if you say it?
I was just boiling hot.
Oh, it was hot and you don't...
It's boiling hot. And you know me, I don't like the hot.
You hate the hot weather for some reason, yeah.
But yeah, that's just...
Was the...
That's the one little nitpick I had.
So was the towns nice? Was the...
The town was nice, it's just bloody boiling to
You
go
just
there,
hated the heat. That's fair. What sort of weather was it? I'm going to look up summer in Spain quickly. How hot is it in Spain in the summer?
I know, very hot. It's just very hot.
I'm just going to look it up quickly. Oh, bloody hell. In August. Let's have a look. It says in August, high season in Spain. So the average temperature at this time of year is warm. 25 degrees, reaching 31 degrees. That's not too bad, but I'm guessing it's usually quite hotter.
I've been in a place and it's near 40.
40. That is quite hot, to be fair, because I love George. If I'm going to be real, it's great when it's like, in my opinion, 30 to 37 degrees is awesome, but then above that it gets...
This was.
Huh?
This was Mallorca.
Oh, Mallorca, okay. But anyway, in my opinion, 30 to 37 degrees is nice, but anything above that is just a bit too hot. But I still enjoy it. You know?
Yeah.
It's still nice, but again, I don't mind any sort of weather to a degree. If I do prefer it when it's I'd rather it be really cold than really hot, because you can actually warm yourself up when you're cold, but if you're hot, it's quite hard to cool yourself down.
Like in my chair, so I leather, so when I'm sitting on a mat, and it's boiling hot, and just like the stickiness.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain, isn't it, man?
That's definitely a pain in it, yeah.
100%. So yeah, I'll just tell you, because I can't believe, so you've only been to Tenbrook and Spain in your whole life.
And Portugal.
And Portugal. What's the Portugal one like?
Just same as Spain.
Oh, just boiling hot, never mind then. Okay, fair enough. So you know when you go to Tenbrook for 2 weeks, how many times a year do you do that? Twice?
Yeah, no, normally one week then 2 weeks.
Oh, so 1 week the first time then. Do you ever get bored on the 2 weeks, or are you not bothered?
No. I just like going there.
Are there many places to visit apart from Tenby?
Yeah, there's quite a few places you can visit around there.
Okay, cool.
Like last time when we found out something new, it's always changing around there.
Okay,
Like,
fair enough.
We met the mayor of Tenby.
That's cool.
They were just being elected.
That's really awesome. Was he sound, or was he, or she?
She was really nice, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
And she just been elected to be there. And we met her on the dog park, walking around the castle.
That's nice. That's cool.
It just shows what can happen.
So you've been to Tenbrook a load of times. Was there any specific one that was just like the best Tenbrook holiday you've been on? And I think I know what you're going to say, the thing you told me last week. But do you want to say?
What thing is that?
You know, when you got taken to that place by surprise and it was like...
Oh, yeah, that's got to be the best.
That was the best one. Was it just because of that, or did other great things happen?
Well, one of the times before, I went to a place called Oakwood, which is basically a theme park.
Mm-hmm.
And then another time I got surprised by going to the Doctor Who experience. Like, if you don't know, that's where all Doctor Who, like, costumes, different Daleks, different Cybermen, different, like, everything. It had everything there from all 50 odd years of Doctor Who, and it was fantastic.
Mhm.
And that's got to be in the top 3. That's got to be number 1.
That's good.
Yeah.
So that was the main thing that...
You don't say some stuff about your ones.
I just want to ask quickly though, because you knew on the way, didn't you, that it was the... You didn't know at first, but then you knew because you saw a Dalek or something, like a model Dalek.
Yeah, well, on the way there, I thought I saw a Dalek on a street sign. I took no notice, so I didn't think it was anything.
Yeah.
And I saw another one.
And then you thought, oh, okay.
And I thought, I know where we're going.
Yeah.
And this was, I think, a year or two before it closed down, but like, I knew like, when we were about half an hour there, it might be it was about 3 hour trip, 2 hours or 3 hour trip from where we were. But yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
That's great, man. I'll say about my best holiday. I think we should do a separate podcast one day about like your experience in the Doctor Who world or whatever it was and why it shut down and what have you.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, next one. My best holidays. Oof. I loved going to this place called Lurley because there was a load of dogs that visited and there was like really nice and there was like 3 dogs that visited.
Where, sorry?
Lurley in North Devon.
Oh, right.
And it's quite a good central base because you can go to quite a lot of places. You can go to Taunton, Tiverton, Barnstaple, Bideford, Croyd, Saunton. There's just quite a few different places that you can go to just by chilling there. And obviously there's a few others which I don't know. I was just going to say, it sounds like it's like there's a lot of good variety, you know, and there's quite a few different beaches. The waves are awesome on Croy to bodyboard or surf if you enjoy that.
Yeah, well, that's the same with Pembrokeshire.
That's good then.
You can bodyboard there as well.
I didn't think Wales had big waves at all, to be honest. But yeah, that's cool.
But they can sometimes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, Devon, Lurley is amazing. Where else have I been? We've been to... I'll just say quickly where we've been and if they were good or bad. Been to Borth in Wales a load of times, and there's those places to visit there, like near there, like Aberystwyth, the place opposite, like an island opposite.
I've been to Portsmouth.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Portsmouth.
You can talk about that in a sec. Or just talk about it now, actually, you might as well.
Well, I was about to say, the really fun thing that happened was they had giant hovercrafts there.
Oh, okay.
And we went on one of them, and they're massive.
Yeah.
I had a picture up on that actually the other day.
Mhm.
And it was really cool.
That's good.
But yeah, that was basically it. But yeah, carry on with yours. It just sprung into me.
Yeah. But yeah, near Borth, there's Aberystwyth, there's Newquay, Agro Aaron and Llangrannog and a few other little places here and there, you know. You can travel to Barmouth if you want. I mean, it's like an hour's drive, but you can do it. So there's quite a few decent places. As I say, Aberystwyth's quite lit. It feels like Aberystwyth's the only place in Wales that has a McDonald's and a KFC, apart from like Cardiff. Even though I've never been there, I'm assuming they have one. And a Witherspoons as well, because most Wales towns, I'm not knocking them, but a lot of them seem like they don't have much going on. And
No, Pembroke and Zootown, fast food, but they do have fish and chips and things like that.
Yeah, and to be honest...
And then there's the restaurant I always go to, which I've got to say, has got to be in the top 10 best restaurants in the whole of the UK that I've been to. What's good about it for you then? Oh, the atmosphere is lovely, the people are lovely, food is absolutely bloody gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's some of the best like burgers, sleeping out.
Yeah.
But fantastic food.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I'll just say about other places I've been to. I'll probably say the worst holidays quickly. Somewhere in South Wales, I can't remember where it was. Just everyone wasn't very nice, and there wasn't much to do there, and it was quite bad. And we went back on the wrong day. Like, we got a phone call saying, "Oh, people are going through your stuff," and not going through your stuff, but like 2 maids are going. We've sent them there to clean out the house because new people are coming in today, and we forgot, and we got the day wrong. And my nan and granddad had already gone back a day before because they're old.
So
and
you had stayed an extra day, I'm guessing.
No, we were meant to leave on that day and we didn't realise. And so we drove back, and then this mug I got from my granddad for a laugh. It had a laughing face on and it broke. Because we went to a place and I was like, "Come on, go on, I'll get it for him." And they're like, my mum and dad were like, "It's a daft move, he's not gonna like it." And I said, "Come on, for a laugh." And then, but then it broke. It broke when we were trying to pack it really quick. My dad accidentally dropped it. I wanted to get a poo emoji for a laugh, and I said to my granddad, "Sorry, it's broke, that laughing face." And he said, "Oh, I wasn't really bothered about it, to be fair." Which I don't blame him, because it's not his type of thing.
It is a funny thing.
I should have got a poo emoji mug for myself, but I think I wanted to, but my parents just said, "Oh, it's stupid," so, which is fair enough. But yeah, that's the worst one. And in Blackpool, but I'm glad I went to Blackpool because it made me realise that the town I live in, the town you live in, and the town next to me, and a few other towns are actually quite nice. Because before I felt like,
well, we were meant to. We were. I had to go to Blackpool, weren't we? But I would have never gone back there.
Me neither. So you've been as well?
Yeah, I went.
You keep forgetting to tell me where you've been, man.
I forgot. I went there. I just went in because there's not a lot to do. I went to the Waxfield thing there.
Mhm. But I'll just tell you right, the Blackpool is horrific. It is horrible.
Yes, I know.
Basically, when we went there, the whole place stunk. Someone got kicked out of the pub. There was ambulances going everywhere. Like, they actually got thrown out really quick. The beaches stunk of pee. There was someone peeing on the beach as well. I just felt mentally ill. As I say, the whole place stunk.
I saw somebody peeing on the beach there.
Does not surprise me. People say the arcades are good, but I haven't been in them. People...
Yeah, look at that. Actually, I want a giant square pee.
But, okay, I didn't really have any bad experiences there with anyone. But...
It's a bit run down.
Yeah, very insanely run down. And I didn't have any good experience. I don't like saying just because a few people from this area are bad, that means everyone from there is bad. But, yeah, I really didn't enjoy it, to be honest. It was just horrible. My dad was telling me, "Oh, you know, the illuminations are going to come on," and then they flickered on and off, and I was like, "What the bloody hell's this?" And then they came on eventually. And then... But I just felt mentally ill. It was horrible there, George, honestly.
And was there a special guest doing them at least?
No.
No. Well, I know like Top Gear. I've been up and doing the Blackpool Lights.
No.
In 2008.
No. I went in 2012. No special guest or anything.
That's a bit rubbish then.
But yeah, that was probably the worst place I've been. But it made me thankful for where I live, because it is. When you look at it properly, I live in quite a nice area, and so does George. To be fair,
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, George, all your areas is houses, but the people are sound and it's quite nice in my opinion. Some parts are a bit rough.
And that by me as well.
Pardon?
And the car.
Oh yeah, that too.
And the car by me, and that's quite nice.
Yeah, so you just got to be thankful for where you live if it's half decent and just realise. Because the problem is the only places I've been in England were like nice places like parts of Wales or Devon. So I've never been to a bad place yet. So well, I've been through some bad places, but you don't. You just think, oh, my area's bad and those places are just horrific.
Where it's very run down and you wouldn't want to stay there.
Yeah, I don't know which area you're on about, but there's quite a few areas.
So it starts with an L.
Oh yeah. I haven't ever been there actually, but it is quite run down. But the views don't know what we're talking about, so Can I just say a few other places I've been to quickly?
You did?
Been to Manchester to see the Old Trafford, because when I was a kid I supported Man U because the colour red.
Well, you did have a look across a bit. I said you had the Manchester backpack, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what was going through my head. Bad times. Anyway, been to London. Seeing the sights there is really good, but I wouldn't want to live there because I'm not a city person. Been to Brighton, that was quite nice. Been to where else? What? I think that's actually it. I mean,
have you ever been to Disneyland?
no.
No, me either.
Yeah, those are all the places I've been, I guess. Hopefully going abroad one day. But yeah, there might be. Oh, South Devon as well. Yeah, that's fairly nice, I suppose. Anyway, anything else you want to say about holidays? They're a good thing to look forward to. They're really nice. But anything you want to say?
Not really.
Fair enough then. Let's move on to the Doctor Who specials then. So, first episode was the new Doctor with the Governor from Walking Dead. Isn't that what it's called? The new Next Doctor, or
the Next Doctor? Yeah, because at the time, David Tennant had just been announced to leave.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a troll kind of thing, basically to say that David Morris is going to be the next Doctor.
Were you nervous when you watched it then?
Well, we didn't realise it until the episode had finished.
Oh.
Because it was just like, he's going to be the next Doctor.
I think he would have been alright, but not that good.
No, David Tennant was great in it, but like, Matt Smith is a much better Doctor.
He's a way better choice than the Governor from The Walking Dead. Oh, Dave. What's his name?
David Morrissey.
David what?
David Morrissey.
David Morrissey. But yeah, he was alright. I enjoyed it at the start because you think, what the hell's going on? He's the Doctor, but he's like, he's an old-timey Doctor, and you see that Cyberman werewolf thing that they're trying to catch, and this new Doctor's got a companion, and it's quite cool.
It's the Cyber Shade.
That's it, yeah. And, I mean, I guess it was just an excuse for another Cyberman adventure with David Tennant, and, the start, I didn't really like that Cyberwoman Queen. I thought she was a bit bland.
Mrs. Hartigan?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she was a bit iffy when it comes to it.
I thought she was a bit bland. The Cyberman story itself is okay. The reveal's okay. It does keep you guessing. What else about it? I don't know, it's cool out. I really like the ending. The last few minutes are amazing when the Doctor beats her. By Overload.
What do you think of the way that he had become the Doctor?
Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, because you mentioned this to me after I watched it, how it was the device from Rise of Cyberman and Age of Steel when he gets the Cybermen.
Yeah.
So his mind merges with the Doctor, so that's quite cool. So
there's some little nice callbacks in it as well.
Yeah, the show's good with continuity. I'll give Doctor Who that. But yeah, the last few minutes were amazing because he was like, we need to give him praise because he never gets any thanks and he does all this stuff for no thanks, and everyone's like, Doctor, way.
I think gives everyone a nice wave as well, because he's a smile on his face.
Yeah, and also when he gets back down onto the ground and the bloke's saying to him, do you want to come and have dinner? And Tennant's like, I don't know. And then you're thinking, come on, just have dinner with a bloke, please. And then he does, and it's like, yes, it's so satisfying to see.
Yeah, it's just a very nice thing.
Nice and wholesome. What else did I like about it? The last few minutes. The bit when he's like, I'm not travelling with anyone ever again. It breaks my heart that they're gone. It's like, man, you can tell he's hurt by this stuff. Even though he tries to push on, he's hurt by this stuff. And it's cool that he opens up to the other Doctor.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
What did you think of the side cast? Rosalina, I think it was.
Was she his companion?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
The one with an axe.
Yeah, she was all right. She was on the ball. Yeah.
She's been basically meant to be like his Rose, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why they had the very similar names.
Well, Rose in series 1, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. No. Because he remembers Rose in his head, doesn't he? Because he's got David Tennant's memories.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's really clever. I didn't realise that. Do you want?
Wait, there's something when you're talking to a genius about it.
Yeah. Do you want to move on to Planet of the Dead?
Yes.
So this one was also really good. I like the intro where that what's her name, Christina. That's it. I don't know the actress's name, but I loved it.
Yeah, his name is Christina.
Yeah, so it was quite cool at the start when, you get that sequence where she steals that thing. Is it a diamond or something?
Diamond, yeah.
And then...
Because she's like she's a master thief.
Yeah. So she goes on a cheeky adventure. Well, not adventure. Cheeky
robbery, more like.
Yeah. She, there's a load of action at the start and she's running after getting ran after. And then the doctor's on the bus and then he teleports the bus, which is quite cool, to the Planet of the Dead. I like how those fly people were actually good guys in the end, even though they got eaten by those weird flying fish things.
Yeah, well, the flying fish things were, just as a name, stingrays.
Yeah.
A lot of old stingrays.
Okay.
And I feel like there was a carnival or something like that with the fly things.
Cool.
But yeah, they were basically evolved normal features.
Mm-hmm. I really like how the Doctor was able to remain calm under pressure,
Yeah.
Because everyone was panicking.
But he always does it with the Titanic and things like that.
Yeah, but I mean, in this one, he was like, think about them, think about those people. That's the reason why you keep fighting and you don't give up. And I thought, that's an amazing speech.
Yeah.
I like how George, that bloke who is a fan of the Doctor, he would be you, bro. You know the bloke with the glasses, the scientist bloke?
Yes.
The one who goes, it's an honour to meet you!
I know it is. I know straight away that would be me.
Yeah, you'd talk, even if it was a serious crisis or a situation, straight away you'd be like, it's an honour to meet you!
I'll be fanboying in a crisis, trying to avoid World War III.
Yeah, you just be insanely happy about it. I was a bit annoyed at that general that was going to shut the portal. That was a bit annoying, but at least he stopped.
Yeah, she was nasty.
Because in episodes previous, she seemed like she just cared about her duty and like doing the right thing, but now it's like, oh, you're willing to close the Doctor in the portal after everything he's done for the world. Like, give him a fighting chance, come on.
Yeah.
Such a scummy move, but I'm glad. I can't believe she nearly shot the scientist. That is so out of character for a general. I know it's a time of crisis and all those flying fish could come through, but let's be real, the Doctor could say, alright, the flying fish are here, close it now, instead of just closing it straight away and letting them all die.
Yeah.
I know now, I do like these specials because they're meant to be like, because David Tennant's the lonely Doctor, it made sense for him to go on a few adventures by himself without a proper consistent companion. But I was kind of like, I wanted Christina to come along with him for the final 3 episodes.
Yeah, me too.
And maybe she could have been Matt Smith.
Liked her.
Maybe she could have been Matt Smith's companion. That would have been nice.
Yeah, that might have been a really good idea, actually.
Because then she could have led into Series 5. But it's whatever, maybe she had other things to do, or as it was just a one-off, and she flew off on the bus, so it is what it is, isn't it?
Yes, she flew away.
Overall, great episode, though. Yeah, great episode, pretty great. But now we're moving on to the big boys, the beasts. Waters on Mars, one of the best episodes ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just... I love how it was in the title, Waters on Mars. I love the start when that robot points a gun at the Doctor, because at first I thought, is this robot the bad guy then? But it's just this thing. It's just...
Gadget.
Yeah, gadget. But it's just him. They just escort him to the prison. And I like how when the doctor's like, oh, I'm so happy to see you, this is amazing, but then you're seeing all the images going through his head about the whatever it was, the website that showed their personal profiles, how they all died on this day.
Yeah.
Bit of a botch move from the doctor to go there on that day, but there you go.
Well, it's more like the TARDIS takes him there.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't choose where to go. The TARDIS puts him where he needs to be.
So the TARDIS sees a bad situation and it's like, Doctor, go here, buddy.
Yeah.
But he can control it a bit, can't he?
Oh yeah, he can control it, but sometimes she just puts him where she wants to.
Oh yeah, the TARDIS is a female. I forgot that. That's cool.
Yeah, she's alive.
That's quite cool. I like how she I really liked it how the TARDIS killed. Well, made that what's her name, Slovene woman reincarnate. That was quite cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Waters on Mars. The characters are cool. The crew's cool. I like how David Tennant's really gutted about the whole situation. The water stuff is quite creepy and amazing. How they all become water things and all the water shooting out their mouths. It's like Doctor Who makes.
Yeah, I think they're called the Flood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're called the Flood.
Like from Halo.
Kind of, yeah.
Because anyway, actually that's quite smart if they took that from Halo. But anyway, Doctor Who, it makes you bloody wary of bloody statues, gas masks, shadows, and now.
Think about Stephen Moffat's suit. You can't breathe, you can't blink, you can't move, you can't touch water.
Yeah, and shadow and water makes you scared of water. It's like, what the hell? But you know, it's pretty cool, to be honest. It makes sense for the... Well, it was probably hard to get all that water shooting out their mouths. They probably had to have some little machine thing by the side of them that they cut out. That
a lot of tubes sticking out of their hands and by the mouth.
Yeah.
And covered them in makeup.
Yeah. But yeah, they look quite scary, to be honest. I like how the whole episode, it drills into your head. This is going to end badly, this is going to end badly, this is going to end badly. And the Doctor tries to tell that woman, though, the captain, the really cool Mars captain lady.
It's Captain Adelaide Brooke.
Captain Brooke, I'll just call her.
Yeah.
Or Adelaide Brooke, yeah, whatever. She... Adelaide Brooke, I'd say. Yeah. Her dying inspired her daughters to go to Mars and inspired all the humans for further space exploration. So I do like that type of thing in there, how...
You didn't know at first that she killed herself when the blue light showed.
Well, yeah, I didn't know, yeah. I was going to come to that later, but yeah, so... Anyway, it's really cool how the Doctor's walking away and it's so emotional because he tells her, yeah. Because at first she wants to know. What I like is the juxtaposition and the contrast. How he told her at first, yeah, you're all going to die. And she's like, I want to know what happened. And he's like, yeah, you're all going to die. Then she lets him walk out. But then after that, the Doctor's like, screw it, I'm going back in to help everyone. And he's like, I'm Time Lord victorious. And it was like, man, this is amazing how he just doesn't care about what happens anymore. He'll just save every...
Well, now something you can watch. That is going to be a massive thing with Doctor Who. That's what I haven't told you about. Oh,
okay. Anyway, he goes back and changes everything. And then... But all the people are, like, shocked. It leaves them it leaves that one younger woman mentally scarred. And, it leaves, what's her name? The bloke. Is he Russian or...
I can't think of his name.
I don't know where he's from, but he has quite a...
I think it was Russian.
Yeah. Really cool bloke in it, to be honest. He's like... Doctor says take care of her and he runs after her. But the main person who had to die was that captain. So she goes in and shoots herself, and I didn't realise at first, but in the Doctor's head it said dead at this. And then I asked you, does she kill herself then? You were like, yeah, and I was like, damn. So she just had to die, and it's quite crazy that the Doctor went back to save her, but she just killed herself anyway. But at least the other two crew members...
she sacrificed herself so everything could stay the same.
So everyone could go to space and the humans could explore more. And, because the Dalek went down to her, didn't he? whatever, I don't know. Are the Daleks genderless, or are they all blokes?
Genderless.
Okay, so the Dalek went down and looked at them, flew off because they don't tamper with time, do they?
No, that one could see that she's meant to be a fixed point in history.
Yeah, exactly. So,
which I thought was quite nice. And that Dalek gave her mercy.
Yeah, well, if he had killed her, it would have messed everything up anyway. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose like she just had to die, and it's sad, but it happened, didn't it? So overall, absolutely amazing episode. Absolutely love it.
So do you want to move on to the finale?
Yeah, the 2-parter, End of Time, Part 1 and 2. Let's talk a bit about Part Time. I knew the Master was coming back because I read the descriptions, and it's quite cool how they bring him back because they get a bit of his genetics that fall off that thing that burned his body, and then he comes back.
As a ring.
Yeah, and then he comes back, and then his wife messes up the process, so the Master's insanely powerful, and he's always hungry, and he's slowly dying. But then the Master and the Doctor sort of fight, and then he puts his hands on the Doctor's head, and then he's like, "You can hear the drums too. You thought I was mental, ha ha!" Then he just flies off, and then you think, what is the Master's plan? You've got that corrupt book writer who tries to make this big machine to make humans live forever, and it's sort of a nice thought, really, because he wants his daughter to live forever, but. It wouldn't. I think after a while you'd sort of get fed up, to be honest, because there'd be too many people on the world, and you struggle to go on. If things are guaranteed that you will live forever, you sort of struggle to go on, you know.
Yeah, well, it's like the Doctor says in the Lazarus experiment. Living long isn't always a good thing, and he knows that personally.
Well, yeah, if you live. Because I like how the Doctor Who brings up these like discussions where, you know, I think if you can live a long time but be healthy and do the things you want to do, it's great. But if you live a long time and you're in a lot of pain, or you're struggling, or like you've lived really, really long for some reason, even if you're in good condition, you've basically done everything, and there's just sort of not much point. It's like Walt Disney freezing himself. Like, what's the point of coming back? What would he do? Make more Disney films? Like, what's the point?
Well, I would have wanted to make a glass dome to go over Disneyland, didn't he? And if he came back now, with the amount of money Disney have...
Why did you want to do a glass dome so nothing could, like, damage it or shoot it?
Yeah, like rain, sun, like it could control what was inside the dome.
I guess. Oh, that is weird. That
could have been quite... scary when you think about it.
That's like Mr. Burns.
You can do now.
That's like the Simpsons movie.
I know. But I think that's where the idea.
That is. Did he actually want to do that then?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
George, that is insane, bro. That is absolutely. So yeah. Sorry about that, George. I had to do something quickly. We were talking about the Walt Disney Dome, so that is just crazy that he wanted to do that. But it seems crazy that he just wants to come back in years and years and years to come, when there's no point. You've had your time. You did some amazing things with your life. You were the first proper big animated company, and the company's named after you. You will live for centuries. Well, your name will live on as long as human history does, because of the name Disney. So as long as the humans are still alive, your name's going to live on for ages, mate. So don't worry about it. Don't try and come back.
Well, I think there is frozen people somewhere. I can't think where. In a lab somewhere, there is frozen bodies.
Yeah.
I know with frogs they've tried it and it's worked.
They brought frogs back from the dead.
Yeah, but they've frozen frogs and the hearts have stopped beating and they have brought them back.
That's. I mean, obviously
they. Article that I saw.
Well, I mean, I guess they are going to work, because otherwise, why would they do it? But at the same time, it's like, you know, I just don't see the point in coming back after you've died.
Yeah, definitely.
After you've died, it's sad, but like, it is what it is. You know, if there is a heaven and whatever, a heaven and hell or purgatory or whatever, a heaven and hell and purgatory or whatever there is, I reckon that would probably make some complications, because you're not actually but you are dead. But like, so what happens if you're in heaven? You get sucked back down, and like you know, it's just, I don't know. Again, there might be nothing, and maybe he just comes back, and it felt like he was asleep for like a few hours. I don't know. But
yeah, well, it could be like that, couldn't it?
we just don't know, do we? What lies ahead after you die. But anyway, back to the end of time. So I did really like it. A lot of people are a bit split on the Masters. Oh yeah, I love the Time Lords coming back. I was like, whoa! I was like, that was amazing. And the bloke who played the Time Lord was cool because throughout the whole.
That's what do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Timothy Dalton played him. It played James Bond.
Yeah. But anyway, he because you hear him narrating, and then he comes back at the end of the episode, and you think, hold on, I thought they were all meant to be dead, and then you realise that they're all horrible and bad guys. But obviously, what would the point of them coming in and trying to fight the Master? What would the point of that be? So, are there some good Time Lords, Georgia, or are they all just evil?
Some of them are good.
No, that's cool then. I know the Doctor's good.
Definitely in the classic era.
Okay. Anyway, so in the Master goes really quick in this machine. He gets into the machine, and then he changes everyone into him, apart from Wilf, who's behind the glass that the Master made, and the Doctor, because he's an alien, or was it because he was behind the glass as well?
I always find it funny in that bit. You got him turning into the president, and he got all of himself like celebrating.
Yeah, it was funny when he was in what's his name, John Sim was in a dress jumping up and down.
Yeah, and then when he turned into the guy's daughter.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I liked how Donna didn't change though, and I liked how she remembered but then forgot again. I love the scenes between the Doctor and Wilf in them though. The one when he's like, "You're a brilliant man, you have to stop them," and then he takes the gun off of him. And I like the bit. I like how the Doctor could figure out those weird cactus alien people, what they were straight away. And I also like the exchange between Wilf and the Doctor in that cafe when he's like, "Go over to Donna, please." And he's like, "No, I can't." And then he's like, "Oh, my life's gonna be over soon." And I thought that was a beautiful scene.
Yeah, I started crying as well because he didn't want him to die.
Yeah, he was like, "You brilliant man, I don't..." Yeah, it was phenomenal. And he was like, "Oh, I don't want you to die as well beforehand," but yeah.
Yeah, I would love him to come back because he was so good in it.
Yeah, but Doctor Who's gone down the shitter, most people say, so I don't really want anyone coming back.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Unless it becomes good again, I don't really... And the thing is, Wilf's arc was amazing, so what is the point of bringing him back and ruining his character arc?
No, you're right.
Because it's like the Star Wars films prove that. They brought back all these characters. Han Solo, who went from some bloke who was like, you know, smuggler, didn't care about anything. Then he cared about the rebellion and standing up against the Empire. And Luke, who was just some crazy farm boy. And then he went to being a, you know, stoic Jedi who was just a beast.
Yeah.
But then
Everyone got killed.
Well, the thing is, in Force Awakens, Han Solo went back to his old ways, which made no sense, and Luke became a big crybaby, which, again, it would have been boring if he helped Rey straight away, but at the same time, it's like, why are you making the characters go backwards? Either keep them the same, or... Because all the new characters added, didn't go through any character phases or anything, so it felt a bit bland, really. They were the same throughout the whole series.
And I mean, drinking that green milk didn't help either.
Well, that was just weird, and the fact that he threw the lightsaber away straight away, that was bizarre. But it is what it is, you know. I sort of like that arc now, because he just come back in the end, but it's like, make a new character do that, then make some Forgotten Jedi Master. Don't have a character already developed throughout a trilogy, then bring him back and make him go backwards and then develop again. It's like, what is the point?
No, there's no point with it.
Anyway, but yeah, as I say, the scenes between Wilf and Doctor are great. The Time Lord's coming back's amazing. I love how the Doctor falls through that thing and like he's fine, and then he's like, "What's your final thing going to be? Murder?" Because it was cool how he took the gun off Wilf, and he's like, "The Time Lords are going to ruin everything and turn this planet into Gallifrey." And then he's like, "Come on, who are you going to kill? Who are you going to kill? Blah 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 blah." And then he tells the Master to move, and he destroys the machine, and the Master electrocutes the what's it called, the Time Lords with his powers, and then they go into yeah, and then they all go into the portal and die or get stuck there. I don't know.
Will they go back to Gallifrey?
That's it, yeah. So that was awesome.
It just goes back to where it was.
Yeah, so that's quite cool. And it was cool how the Master, like, turned... I liked his face turn, like him turning good, because it made sense, because the Time Lord was putting through loads of crap.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, the last few minutes were perfection, when the Doctor's like, oh, bloody hell, I'm alive, and then he is, knock, 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 knock. And it's like, oh, no. Because Wilf had to let that bloke out, and he's like... You had to do that, didn't you? You're so unimportant. I could have been so much more. And it's not fair! I know it sounds like I'm taking the piss, but that was an amazingly acted scene.
Yeah, it shows his emotions.
Yeah, because the Doctor's so stoic and relaxed, and like you can see, like, oh, he's just fed up. He's been through so much, and he doesn't want to die and regenerate. He wants to stay the same. He doesn't want to change his face.
No.
But then obviously he's like, Wilf, it is my honour, because it's in the Doctor's nature to be helpful and good. So he takes Wilf's place and absorbs the radiation, and then he's like, well, I've got to go now. And then he just changes everything. He saves Sarah Jane's son, who was meant to die. He saved Martha and Mickey, who were meant to die. I really like that they got together, because originally she was with Mulligan or Milligan, and he wasn't. And he was cool. He was in that one episode, but there wasn't really much point. He was okay. But it's cool that they were together going freelance and taking on Centaurans. But Tennant saved them. Then he went to Donna's wedding and gave them the lottery winning number. And it's just cool how...
From her mum's husband that had passed away.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You'll have to... If he says it... He says his name and the mum knows straight away.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice.
Oh, I forgot that bit.
He borrowed the pound off him.
Yeah.
To go and buy the lottery ticket.
Oh, cool. But I really like how in all those scenes he's just standing there alone, and it just emotionally stamps to the audience even more that he's the lonely Doctor. And then obviously he goes, he just forgets about all these rules about changing fixed events and just saves everyone. And also he gets Captain Jack hooked up with that bloke, which
Alonso from
was that
from the Titanic.
I mean, it's nice, but it's nice for Captain Jack, but it's like, couldn't he have done that anyway? Has he changed time or something? What the hell? I liked how there was a good Slovene in there as well, and there was all those different monsters and things. That was quite cool. Who else was there in there? What are the monsters?
The Hoth, the Juju, and the Adipose was in there as well. And he fell off the table.
Oh yeah, I like the Judoon coming back for that scene. That was quite awesome.
What did you think of the last person he went and saw again? Being Rose.
Yeah, that was amazing. Rose and Jackie talking to each other. And then he's in the shadows and she can't see him, and he's like, "You're gonna have a great year this year." And she's like, "Okay, thanks, see ya." And then then the Ood are like, "We will sing for you, Doctor," and that was one of the coolest scenes ever. That was amazing.
Yeah, and that piece of music as well.
Yeah, they picked an amazing soundtrack. I watched a video, I think I sent it to you, when Tennant was talking about how he didn't know they were going to use the one where the Doctor was crying loads at first, and he's like, "I don't want to go." And then, but instead they used the one that was a little bit emotional, but not too emotional, because the problem is, they said it best. Well, they didn't say these exact words, but like, the Doctor isn't one of these overly emotional people, you know, who gets caught up by things, because if he did get caught up, he'd be really gutted about things and thinking about things too much. So him saying, "I don't want to go," it's like, if he was crying, the audience wouldn't feel as sad, but as he soldiers on and doesn't show too much emotion, you feel a lot worse for him because he's holding it inside, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You feel a lot more sad for him because he's not complaining. And then
I had seen that video before, but the Doctor's changed his face so many times.
I know, but he could have died on that. He could have died. You never know. He doesn't know if he's going to come back. So, but yeah,
you can just see.
I like the bit.
I do have a little bit of a nitpick with.
Oh, okay. Go on then.
When he regenerates, if you watch the windows, they explode when it starts regenerating.
Yeah.
And then when you see the TARDIS flying through the air in the 11th hour, the windows are back as normal and they're not broken.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
I know it's only a little thing, but it's always something that I noticed that, and I wish they would have fixed it.
Yeah, it's a Cinema Sins nitpick, but who cares?
You know what? I knew before I saw this.
Actually, no. Hold on. It wouldn't be a Cinema Sins nitpick because, well, they probably would nitpick it, but they wouldn't nitpick something that happened in a previous episode, so they probably wouldn't. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, his regeneration was amazing. Matt Smith, you know, when he comes in, it's sort of established that he's a bit of a crazy bloke, and he's like, "And I'm crashing." He's like, "Oh, I'm a girl." It's established that he's a lot more jokey and crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
well, is on regeneration energy for the first 15 hours.
Yeah. I was just going to say quickly, I like that old woman who kept coming in the end of time as well. That was quite cool.
Yeah, who people think was the Doctor's mother.
Yeah, I love that sort of stuff because it just leads everyone to speculate, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, she's called the lady in the credits, so there's no confirmation there.
Exactly.
Either, which is nice.
Really awesome. So yeah, End of Time Part 2, probably the second best episode of all time, behind Journey's End.
Yeah.
For me, anyway. I don't know where it'd be on your list. End of Time Part 1, probably like 8 or 7.
Very, very high.
Yeah. But again, that could change because I've only got to Series 5. I'm on Series 5, Episode 3. But we're not going to talk about them today because it wouldn't make much sense.
Yeah, we won't.
Anyway, do you want to talk about that bit of Doctor Who news that we were talking about before the podcast?
Yes, well, there's two that I'd like to talk about, actually.
Oh, two, great. Go on, then.
The first one is Time Lord Victorious. Now, you won't have heard of this, but, as he says in the Water of the Mars, he's Time Lord Victorious. But these sets of stories are set on audios and books, on little clips, and basically it's what the Doctor would have been like if he kept on being the Time Lord Victorious.
Okay. Like if he kept messing with time and changing events.
Yes.
Okay.
And some multimedia thing that they're doing, which is really good. I think.
Nice.
And then there's the Doctor Who theme park. That wasn't asked to be built in 2016, but no plans were ever done. But it's now been announced that it is actually going to become a thing for 2024.
So what if the Doctor keeps messing with time, bad things will happen, basically?
Yes, and this is basically the stories of what would have happened.
It's kind of sad that Sarah Jane's kid was meant to die, and what's her name?
Well, at least he saved them.
Yeah, and Martha and Mickey were meant to die, and really sad.
It was kind of like that in Turn Left as well.
Well, Donna was meant to turn. Well, Donna was meant to turn left, wasn't she?
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
But that person made it so she turned right instead.
Yeah.
And what else was there? And Donna and her family were meant to be poor their whole lives. It's kind of sad, really, but there you go.
Thoughts would die taking down the Sun ship.
Was that meant that? But yeah, but that wasn't meant to happen, was it though?
No.
But is your point like if things get changed, bad things can happen?
Yeah, but this is what the books are about, and the audio are about.
Well, at least the things that the Doctor did change didn't happen for the worst, I guess. Well, they didn't. The things that he changed didn't make bad things happen.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Quite a risky game, doing stuff like that, but I suppose he just didn't care anymore.
No, he didn't, did he?
But, But do you want to talk about that other bit of news, then?
It's the theme park.
What about the movie? What about the movie?
Oh, yeah, well I was going to talk about that next, but yeah, talk about this. There was rumours going about it, and John Barrowman was talking about a Doctor Who movie set between Series 2 and Series 3 of David Tennant, Billy Piper, and him doing a Doctor Who movie set between them.
Yeah.
And it's only in talks at the moment, but a lot of people want it.
Mhm.
And it might become a thing, which would be really good.
Well, the thing is, we never got that, did we? We never got John Barrowman, Billy Piper, and David Tennant together, did we?
I mean, it did a bit.
Not really.
Well, I actually know. I'm thinking of the Empty Child two-parter. That was
Eccleston. That's Eccleston. Yeah.
We had him with.
We had him at the end of Series 4.
In Utopia, but yeah.
But it was Martha then.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So I guess this will be nice, but I don't know how they'll roll it in because the Doctor was sort of happy to see Jack at the. He was like, "Oh, I haven't seen you for ages," and he's like, "You've got a new face." So it'll be quite weird if he was in Series 2 somehow. It'd actually be very weird, but.
Must stick away with the Doctor universe.
They'll just say it's timey-wimey, wibbly. Timey-wimey, wibbly wobbly, or whatever.
Yeah, wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
They'll just do whatever. They don't care. The writers aren't bothered about continuity. If they wanted a film, they should have left it open. They should be thinking about this stuff years in advance.
I want to leave it open.
Not really, because he says, yeah, you've got a new face now.
Well, it could always be after.
Yeah, that'd work, wouldn't it? That'd work so much better.
Like, after a journey's end.
Yeah, or maybe maybe Jack accidentally gets locked into that other universe and they're all together. But it'd be a bit naff if it wasn't the real Doctor and it was just a different Tennant. It was the other Doctor. I don't know.
They'll probably figure it out.
Yeah, they'll think of something. Is this just a rumour or is it real then?
It's a rumour at the moment, and it has been talked about, but it might happen.
Do you really want it to happen? I mean, that'd be awesome to have a Doctor Who film in the cinema nowadays.
Yes, I do want it because, like, they're the 1996 film, and that was a bit Americanised, so having a new one now would be great.
Great, man. Do you want to talk about that final bit of news? Because I sort of have to go.
If you want to face it,
Doctor Who theme park, yeah.
There was a theme park planned in 2016. It wasn't made for 2020. And now it looks like it's going to be made for 2024.
Cool. They're putting it in, aren't they? Aren't they putting it in the West Midlands somewhere, like around here?
I can't remember now. Leeds, I think.
Leeds, okay.
Yes,
Anyway,
in the middle of here, and London.
Okay, cool. You alright to wrap it up there and we can end it?
Yes, we can wrap it up there.
Alright then, have a good one everyone and see you in the next one.
See you later.